Hello and very warm welcome to RefLimps. This is Farooq Hussain. In this hands-on video tutorial, we will learn how we can configure Slim's library management system after the installation. In two of the last videos, we have already discussed what is Slims in quite detail and how we can install it on Windows 10. So here we are at Windows 10 and we are going to configure Slims 9 after the installation. So let's start this video. I need to open my web browser. My server, that is XAMPP, is already opened, and the Apache and MySQL already started. So let me open my web browser, and I would use 127.0.0 slash slims 9.2. I'm using Slims 9.6 here. So let me log in as a librarian. And to log in, I need to click here on the librarian button, and then I need to write login after the equal sign. I don't know what was that message. And here I will log in with my account, and that is actually admin. So you can backup now, but after the configuration, after the data entry, so you can have the backup. So the very first thing that you need to do is to work on system. And to work on system, you need to write, you can actually change your library name. This is actually Slims 9, and we can change your library name. For example, let me provide Slims library, or I just want to change this to Slims. The RefLimps Library Management System. And I can actually change the logo here. Let me open the opaque first, and I'll show you what actually I'm going to do. So I can change this logo, this one here. So I need to provide a logo that I have designed. This is my channel logo, and also I can provide a favicon where I need 100 KB file. So this file is bigger than the logo file. So there I will select some small file, for example this one for the favicon, and then you can select the language. For example, default language would be English or Arabic or any other language like Russian and the Turkish or the Urdu, but I would go with the English right now. And then your time zone. Right now I am in Karachi, and let us go with the default search engine. Number of collection to show in opaque result, so the 20. So let us go with the 20. on one page, and the quick written enabled. So okay, print circulation receipt that we need to print, loan and due date manual change. A person who actually performs circulation can change the due date manually, and the loan limit overwrite enabled. Ignore holidays fine calculation. Okay. XML details, opaque XML results, enable search spell check. Okay, yes, it's already enabled. And opaque, allow opaque file to download. Okay, allowed. Session login theme out. So it's 27 7200. Okay. So barcode code would be code 128, or we can change this to 39, but it's okay. Visitor counter by IP, and IP is actually localhost right now. Visitor limitation by time. I don't think so. Time visitor limitation 60 minutes. Okay. Reserve method, reserve for item on loan only. Activate confirmation alert. Okay. And ignore as self verification. So let us save now, and then we have system environment. So you can actually check the system environment here, what system environment we are going to use. It's Slim's version 9.6, and the operating system is Windows, and MySQL is MariaDB, and the Perl version is 8.2.4, and it's work on all types of browser, and jQuery it's 2.1.4, and the HTML5 is also supported. And if you want to change these environments, so you can change from production to development, or you can actually limit this to some IPs only, and there you need to provide the IPs, and or else you can leave it empty if you want to set environment to impact for all IPs. So let us go as it is. UCS setting is some sort of universal preferences, or we can say some sort of global system preferences. So let us go as it is. And then we have theme. So we can actually customize the default theme, this one, or we can change with some other provide themes. Like we can change this to this theme, and we can customize this one. For example, enable this theme for mobile as well. So you can actually and library sub name. So library sub name, just a minute. Library sub name would be display here. So let us show. In our case, it's a library management system, so it will be displayed there. And disable slides, so you can actually disable, for example, these slideshow would be disabled. And you can actually change, if you don't want to disable, you can change the transition, for example burn. That would be something nice. Or and the animation as well, up, down, left, whatever. or you can select random. Delay, that would be 5000 seconds. Show, popular collection would be show, or you can actually hide. And the number of collection, like 6 items. New collection would be show new, and the number of the new items would be 6. Top reader show, suggestions show, map show, and you can change the link to map. And in fact, you can change the description of the map. For example, you want to say, you can write your address. This is just an example. Rafflems, Kawachi, or uh, virtual library, and your Facebook URL. You can provide the URL. For example, for Rafflems. Tutor link, you can provide the tutor link as well. So Rafflems, and of course YouTube link, that would be Rafflems again. I'm not using Instagram right now, so footer note, for example, all right reserved. Rafflems. This is just for example. Since 2022. I don't remember. Or we can write like to 2023, all right reserved. Visitor log voice. I think leave it as it is. Now change this. We have little customized this. You can see what happened here. So okay, so there you can see its logo here, and the Rafflems Library Management System. Slide style has changed, and you can down to this. There you can actually hide this map, or you can change with your address. See, this is Rafflems Virtual Library, and your links are active. So this is what we have changed, or else you can change the theme as well. So there's a theme available, so you can also change the theme. First, I would recommend to customize it and then change to any other theme. For example, you want to activate this one, or you want to activate this one, or any other, so you can have any of the theme. The next theme is actually for admin, for staff. For example, I want to change my theme to this one, or the complete dark, so I can have this. For example, this one. There you can see I am at the system, and to navigate system, I was talking about the theme. So here at theme, You can also customize the default one. But if you want to customize this, you cannot actually, but you can customize the default one. You can change the color if you don't like blue color there, so you can change, for example, with the black or with the gray or whatever. So I would go with the sort of gray. I think I have to save this first. I need to refresh this. Okay, maybe. Okay, now it has black, and we are talking about the themes. On system, you can see after the theme we have plugin here. And we can enable the given plugin. For example, this one is for bibliographic log plugin, so we can activate the log here. And Slim CSP, I don't know what is CSP. And the label and barcode, so we can enable. And the read counter we can enable. And if we want to upload any other plugin, so we can upload. And then we can add a custom field if we want to in the cataloging. And the currency configuration, so here we need to enable one of the extension, that is international. So we will see from where we can enable this. And then we have email configuration, so we can actually set one email address here and the label here, for example reference library, or the library administrator, or the senior librarian, and whatever. And we need to provide the authentication, the username and the password. And if we want to configure SSL or SMTP server, we need to provide the setting here. We will discuss this topic in some of the other video in quite detail. So let's move on. And then we have capture setting to safeguard our system from the robotic attempt on the librarian interface or the members area. So we can actually activate this reCAPTCHA, so it will actually authenticate the robotic attempts, I mean safeguard our system from robotic attempts. And then we have the content, so we can actually configure our system in quite detail. For example, we want to work on the admin panel and we want to change the setting of admin panel. So here we can write the script whatever we want to write, so on the admin panel. And similar for the opaque, similar for other areas, like these are the few areas. For example, header info. Okay, on the header this message actually display, welcome to Slim's Library online public access catalog, use opaque to search collection in all library, whatever. So these content you can work, and we can discuss all these in one of the video for the opaque customization of Slims. And then we have biblio indexes, so it is some sort of, we can rebuild index or we can empty the index and we can update the index. So these are the utilities we can use. And then we have modules, so we can actually see the list of the module. We can add new module here and we can delete any of the module. and we can in fact edit here. For example, I want to change this to, instead of bibliography, I want to change this as cataloging, so I can update this. But I would recommend to go with the default setting. So okay, let us go with as it is. And then we have other modules like circulation, we have master file, we have membership, and serial control, stock taking actually, okay, or inventory. And then we have user group. So add a new group. We can search before we are going to add. These are the user. For example, we can create a user group like okay, faculty members. And we can actually provide the right to them what actually they can do. This is not what we are we need to work on, so let us leave as it is. And then we have librarian and system user. There we can add a new user, of course. So we can add new librarian here. Right now I am the only one here, so we can add any of the new one, and we can in fact search first, and if we perform the cataloging, so then we can add the new one. Okay, shortcut setting. So what shortcut available on the cataloging? So we can see this is quick written for circulation and for cataloging. For example, want to see, these are the shortcuts available, so we can actually move back, or we can actually leave as it is. I think let us go as it is. Holiday settings, and Sundays, Saturdays are holidays, and save now. Barcode, so we can actually generate barcode here. The medium size, need to provide the text, and we can generate the barcode. See, this is what we have provided the text, and it has generated the barcode. So we can create barcode here quite easily, and then system log, and what activities we did with the system, so you can actually check with the log. Database backup, so you can actually backup, so you can start new backup, and the backup configuration. And then we have plugins, so we have CSP plugin, content security policy. Okay, so you can use this plugin if you want to. After the system, we have master file, and in master file we have GMD at the top. So GMD is actually journal material designation, or we can say item type. So these are few item types available by default on the slims, and we can modify them, or in fact we can delete them. So for book, here we use text. On the next page you can see this text. So for example, I want to edit this. Instead of text, I want to change this to book, and that's possible, but I would recommend to add a new GMD instead, or use the default one. And then we have content type, media type, and the carrier type. For ACR2 we use GMD, for RDA we use content type, media type, and the carrier type. So decide what cataloging you want to perform. For example, you want to go with RDA, so you will use the content type. And here we have some content type. Let's see. And then media type. What media actually belongs to. It's audio or CDO or Microsoft or whatever. And the carrier type. So here we are going to use the GMD. So let us avoid the content, media, and carrier type. And then we have publisher. So we can add some new publisher here. We can add some new supplier, and we can add some author. It's sort of authorized values, so we can actually provide the pre-filled values to catalog effectively. So there we can add some publisher. If we have a list of publisher, we can add, and then we can add suppliers, we can add authors, subjects, locations. By location we mean library. So SL is my library, and you can change actually the location, like instead of SL we can say it's a main library, or we can say reference RL. Date. So it has updated now. And you can add a new location as well, like new library. For example, you want to add, for example, SL library. Digital. You can say DL. Save now. So they are, now we have two locations. And what else you can do? You can add the publisher, suppliers, author, subjects. These are few subjects by default. You can see. And you can add more. In fact, when you perform cataloging, you can directly add the subject as well. Let us add a new subject, for example, or in fact we can check the available list. Computer is already available. So you can edit this. In fact, you can delete this, but I want to add a new subject here. For example, the subject would be classification code, topic, it's the topical terms, and the code would be IM, authorized file, authority files. Okay. and we can add it any of the location. Okay, so what we have add here is this one, and it has IM additionally. That's actually the classification code. So we can avoid something like this if we want to, or we can write. If we know about this, so we can write it. And. So let us add one publisher as well. So let me add one here. We can search, but I think there's no data available. Okay, so let me add one publisher. For example, publisher name, Oxford. Can also add another. Okay, so and similar supplier. So if you have specific supplier, you can add here, and with the address and the contact details, phone numbers, fax number, account number as well. The mandatory field is the static. For example, I said Royal Books. And authors and subject. And we can add an author, or add when we perform cataloging, we can directly add there. Subjects, so these are the subjects available. We have already discussed this. Location, and then so after the master file, okay, we have some more values here. Lookup file, that's actually the place. Item status, so we can actually change the item status, like missing, no loan, okay, available, you can say. It's R for repair. These are the codes and the item status, and the collection type, like fiction, reference, text, or if you have any other collection type, so you can add here. For example, you can say what is this? Okay. Okay, sorry, I opened this course actually. You can say it's Urdu books. So here we have Urdu books. Or you can in fact write Urdu instead of books. Document language, so you can add the language here. Language code for Urdu, we use UR, and labels. This is for new arrivals, so you can add like new arrivals, label new. Add new label. Um, okay, so we need to upload an image with the label. So let us leave this. Frequency. Okay. What frequency? It's frequency for the subscription, for the journals. We can add a new frequency if we, and all the default frequency are available here. And this one is the tools for visitor room. Okay, we need to explore more. Comment management, cataloging, copy cataloging server configuration. Yes, this is something useful. Add new server, so you can add Z3 9.50 server or P2PZ server or Z3 9.50 SRU server or Mark server or any other server that you want to add here. And then we need to provide the server name and the URL. Item code patterns. Okay. Okay, so the code patterns is like barcode patterns. So you can actually design the code patterns. For example, you can add a prefix of your library. You can add the prefix, and you can provide the suffix. If you don't want to add suffix, so you can actually like a 6-worded barcode. Save this. Okay, so these are the subjects. Those are actually opened. Okay, the publisher. No book assigned to these publisher. No books assigned to these subjects and these places. So that's why they are actually open. So we will provide the. We will perform the cataloging in the next step. Okay, so labels. And in the next video, we will discuss the membership. We will talk about the circulation and the cataloging. So stay tuned. Not only the one by one or single cataloging, we will also discuss how we can actually upload the batch